Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well this Monday. Just waiting a little bit on Gabriel and Lionel to join for our Unplugged live session. It's been a while. I hope you guys missed us last week. We decided to take a quick break, but we're back and stronger than ever. So let's see when we have Lionel and Gabriel joining us. Okay, I think Gabriel is here. And let's just see if Lionel shows up quickly. Okay, I think we have sound, but still no picture.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but still no picture.
Okay, so let me log off. Let's try again.
Hey. Okay, we have Lionel over here. Gabriel is here. Hey, Lionel.
Well, it seems like we were starting both at the same time, but it's all solved, okay?
Yep.
We're just waiting for Gabriel.
Wait for a little bit because he showed up earlier, but he was only having sound.
He's been having some technical issues.
Yeah. It's the recurring theme. I feel like his phone likes to go partying without him.
Can you hear me?
We can hear,
Yes.
but no, we
Okay.
can't see you.
I will try to fix.
Well.
Yeah, we have time. We have time.
No,
Don't worry.
no, you can start. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to log in again. Okay.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
So,
here we go.
to kick things off, welcome again to another Unplugged live session. I'm Sergio Costa, based in the north of Portugal. Joining me, I have Lionel Rodrigues from Desirable Portugal Tours, based around central Portugal. And then hopefully shortly, we're going to have Gabriel. Well, I think he's joining right now, right about now. Prove this, and let's see if he shows up now. So he's from GL Good Life Tours, basically in the Algarve. So that's the talk about the good life right there.
Life tour.
So this week, well, we chose a topic, and getting into the Christmas holidays and the season spirit, we're gonna talk a little bit about winter tourism over here in Portugal and things that we can do, we can see, even though this is sometimes considered to be the low season over here. I wouldn't say that it's exactly a low season because there's always something interesting to see and to do in the country throughout the entire year. And sometimes people have this thing where they are, we call it the FOMO, fear of missing out. And a lot of people suffer from this, thinking that, well, if I don't go in September to the Douro Valley, I'm going to miss the harvest. If I don't go to the Algarve during the summer, I'm going to miss the weather, the good weather for the beach and whatnot. And yeah, sure, these are the things that the regions are known for, but there's always quite a few interesting things to see, even during the winter time. And for me, winter, slow or low season, it's actually the best time to come over here because this is the thing that we always tell about. There's no longer crowds. You have more time, more freedom to enjoy the locations, and the ambiance in these locations, it completely transforms once you're in a place that has no crowds, because we've all been to places where the crowds are very prevalent, and then it feels like it's always like rush to one location, rush to the next one, and then you're basically, well, I'm sorry to say this, but using a very typical American expression, is always asses to elbows. And so it's not exactly the best overall experience. And so low season tends to have this thing where you can just take a deep breath and just enjoy the scenery and enjoy the scenery, enjoy the location, enjoy the activities, enjoy everything that you might want to be doing at those locations. For example, well, obviously I'm a little bit biased because I'm based in the north of Portugal, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the Douro Valley. But Douro Valley, I've had instances where I do tours during the winter, and it feels like I have just the entire valley for myself and for my guests. I've had
Mhm.
several instances during the winter where one thing that we is inescapable during the summer, which are the crowds in the boat cruises. And we've all been to those boats where you have 50, 60, 80, 100 persons at the same time in a boat. And it's not the most fun experience. But all of a sudden, I think, let's see if it's this time that we're going to have Gabriel.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have this this thing during the winter. We book the cruise, the most popular schedule, and it happens to me quite frequently during the winter that we are the only guests during the boat cruise. Or if we're not the only ones, there's not probably another two, three couples, which is quite a bit different from what we typically experience during the summer season. So avoiding crowds, it's one of the big perks of traveling during the low season. Another big perk is it has to do with the customer itself, the traveler, because low season you can easily find more affordable rates to travel to the country, and even sometimes tours, experiences, and whatnot can be had at somewhat of a discount. So it actually saves you money, saves you all of this hassle, and it's a more efficient and nice way to visit the country. So these are just some of the things that come from the top of my mind. I'd love to hear a little bit about you, Lionel. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, well, good evening, everyone. First, well, I've seen some questions over there. One of them from Thomas might be it's addressed to you, Sergio,
Yep.
but you can pick that up in a few minutes. Well,
No.
in here, and I wrote, well, replying to Thomas as well. I wrote an article about Christmas markets a few days ago. I posted here on the group. Um, what I feel it's that we have a few places that have become trendy and hyped. And by example, speaking about the Christmas markets, picking up on this subject, everybody goes to Óbidos, Vila Natal, that gets crowded and packed. And then sometimes you have small places, even some neighborhoods in Lisbon, not the downtown area, some outer neighborhoods of Lisbon that have their own little markets. I was last week in Alcobaça. They were preparing all the Christmas animation, even with a nice skating ring and all the stuff in front of the monastery. Not far away from where I live, Mafra will have a little Christmas market as well. So this kind of stuff is becoming popular quite around the country, quite spread out around the country. Every little town is creating these, well, events, these animations to attract people, of course, to try to promote the local businesses and to, well, bring people to immerse in the real country, the real culture, and not just going to the big events where normally they are based on the biggest cities. Okay, so yeah, and well, thank you, Teresa, for mentioning Leiria has a great Christmas market. Yes, in fact, it is. What happens is this: we still see, even on the slow season, that a lot of people tend to go to the main popular places, okay, and they end up missing a lot of these unique spots. Okay, you were mentioning on the valley that you have lesser people now. Of course, it is normal, but by example, on the major cities, it's not so much the case. Okay, it's not as crowded as summer, but I was still reading recently some comments of people that were referring that they were feeling that it was peak season, it was summer season, like in Lisbon and Porto. Okay, so you need really to choose where to go sometimes if you really want to slow down the pace and to be on a quiet environment or a tranquil place. And these are great hints to go to these smaller towns. Okay, we already mentioned, well, smaller towns, not so small. Lady, it's a city, and it's a very nice city. But I'm pretty sure that even as big as the market they have over there can be, okay, it won't be as crowded as the main spots like in Lisbon and such. That they end up being not so easy to deal with, not so easy to navigate. I was watching, by example, the footage of the Christmas lights being lit on the city, and I was planning to go. Okay, 2 weeks ago, that I was planning. I wanted to do some live sessions from the Commerce Square with the lights being lit, and even having a few more people with me with different cameras in different angles to do something nice. Okay, but then I realized it would be so crowded that it would be impossible to do something that I would appreciate afterwards. So I'm getting more and more fond of something that you say very often, Sergio. Sometimes less is more. And I'd rather go, by example, from here to Mafra, that is 10 minutes away from where I live. I might not find a lot of of the things that I'll find on the bigger cities, but I feel that I'm connecting with the local people, with the local culture, and it's more relaxing. So off-season travel, yes, for sure. Christmas markets are a great thing, but even sometimes you need to pick what you like, what you appreciate, or the kind of pace that you are looking for. Okay, because it will make the difference, and it's good for us that we have more and more people around here, but we still need to create a certain balance sometimes, and that's why some of us have decided already not to go to this or that place because we don't feel that even the whole year round the experience isn't so good anymore, okay, as we would like to provide. So we are always on the seek of new alternatives, on the search of new alternatives, okay. And what used to be quaint and quiet a few years ago, it's not so much anymore. I'm just it comes to my mind, by example, a popular Christmas town that you mentioned a few times, Cabeça, okay. You have bus excursions going there now, okay. So it's great for them that they have people around. Will it be quaint and quiet for much longer? I don't know. So new places are emerging, new places are coming up, and we just need to be aware of those places and to explore them, to keep on going, because there's a lot of places still to explore, to discover, and to enjoy around here. Well, Gabriel is trying to join. Seems like he's having really some technical. Hey, we have Gabriel.
Yeah,
Good
sorry
evening.
Good evening.
guys, good evening. I don't know what happened,
How was the party over there?
I mean, I was just finished my dinner. No, I don't understand, Facebook things, okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I lost the first part, so
No, no,
I
no.
need to listen
Don't worry.
you a bit,
Don't
okay?
Don't
worry.
worry. We're talking about Christmas villages and Christmas markets. This is following up a question from Thomas. And so I was just about to ask you if you just came from Lolé, from Aldeia dos Sonhos, because this is one of the Christmas markets that is very, very popular around your area. But just to complement what Lionel was saying about Christmas markets and Christmas villages, I just did a very quick search right now on Google for the Christmas markets, for the Christmas, not Christmas markets, sorry. We have to make this distinction. Christmas markets is
Yeah.
something that happens inside of one particular town. Christmas
Yeah.
village is when the entire village, the entire location is celebrating the Christmas and is dressed up for Christmas. And so I was looking for Christmas villages, and we have one over here in the north. It's probably the largest one in the north, which is also the stage for a medieval festival, which is Santa Maria da Feira.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
have over there during the Christmas time, we have Berlin, which is probably the largest setup for as far as Christmas villages goes inside a castle. Lionel was talking about Óbidos earlier. Berlin is kind of like the equivalent of in the north of the country. We have
Mm-hmm.
the Porto Christmas Village. We also have Wonderland Lisboa. We also have Cascais Christmas Village. Óbidos, obviously it had to make the list. Leiria, here it is. And then, as you were mentioning, Lionel, Ceia, it also makes the top 10. And then we
Mm-hmm.
also have Christmas Kingdom in Sintra. and
Oh, yeah.
the Panela Persepium. And then the 10th is down in the Algarve, which is the dream village of Lolé. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's quite a few. As for, well, my corner of the country, I can tell you a little bit about the markets that are going to happen in Porto or in the towns around Porto. I've actually made a blog post very recently about it. So we've already had the WOW Christmas, so the World of Wine Christmas, which started on November 23rd. That was when they turned on the Christmas tree over there. So it's a very beautiful, for those who don't know, it's the World of Wine District. It was an entire block of the Gaia city, just close to the wine cellars, that is just dedicated to the wine. But it goes quite a bit more beyond the wine. You also have over there the Cork Museum. You also have the Chocolate Museum as well. So fantastic restaurants, fantastic experience overall. And the World of Wine is one of those things that I typically say, it feels like it is a tourist trap. It's not a tourist trap. It's, in fact, it's actually quite the opposite, because it's not just dedicated about wine, even though it carries the name of World of Wine. So you also have the Chagas Freitas, also known as Cordoaria Market,
Mhm.
Praça da Batalha Market. This is all in Porto. Palácio de Cristal, another very famous market, which is gonna run between December 1st and December 23rd. And then we start getting into the ones that are a little bit less known. So like, for example, the Serralves Christmas Market, which is away from the city center, and it's a very beautiful. I would even go as far as to call it the state. You have the Museum of Contemporary Art over there, which is a very fantastic building. Permanent and temporary exhibits over there. The treetop walkways of Serralves is also very popular, particularly if you're coming with kids. And you also have, it's kind of like a farm. You have some farm animals over there. But then, well, during this time of the year, it's going to be very limited. It's only going to be between December 1st and December 3rd. You're going to have the Christmas market of Serralves. We have Bulhão as well. And then we have another two that are very close to me, that one of them is the Matosinhos Christmas Market, which is gonna happen. It's happening right now. It's gonna be between November 22nd and December 23rd. It's one of the longest running Christmas markets in the north over here. And then we're also gonna have the Maya Christmas Market. So for those who don't know, Matosinhos, you have Porto. You go north of Porto, always along the ocean, and you reach Matosinhos. It's close to the market of Matosinhos, the fish market of Matosinhos. Fantastic experience over there. Think like I'm gonna get crucified for saying this, but think it's like Bulhão Market, but more authentic, less
Mhm.
commercial. So this is
Mhm.
the Matosinhos Market, and you have very nice restaurants over there. One of the things that you can actually do at the Matosinhos Market is that you can actually choose your fish, your seafood from the vendors that are on the market, and take it up to the restaurant over there, and they will cook the fish that you just selected for you. Fantastic experience, if you ask me. I don't know anyone who is doing that in the Bulhão Market, for example. And then the Maya Market, I was over there in the area just the other day for another reason, but I was watching them set up the Christmas market, and it's going to happen between November 30 and January 7. And one of the things, one of the major attractions of that Christmas market is that they're going to have a huge ice skating rink over there for people who just want to enjoy a little bit of ice skating, which is something that, as you guys know, we don't have a whole lot over here in Portugal. So yeah, we have these distinctions, villages, the Christmas villages, where you have to move outside of the city center or the base that you choose, like Porto, Lisbon, or even Algarve, if you're staying in Faro, if you're staying in, what's the other? I always forget about this one. What's the famous location over there in the Algarve, Gabriel?
The famous one.
The
What
famous
the
one, yeah. Lagos. Oh, it's
town?
Lagos. It's
Lago.
Lagos. Yeah, it's Lagos.
Oh,
Yeah. It's so famous that I even forget the name. But
what
yeah,
a scene, man! What a scene! If you
yeah.
don't talk about Lagos, it's like
Oh, yeah.
people they forget it doesn't exist. The Algarve,
Yeah.
it's the hype.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful
That's it. There
town,
you go.
beautiful town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, there's plenty of places where you can go. So you have Christmas markets within the cities, and then you have the Christmas villages, which are locations specifically dedicated to celebrate the Christmas. So what about you, Gabriel. Any insights that you can give us from the Algarve?
Yes, I can give you something. Of course, this is the season when we have less people visiting us. Some of the restaurants, they close, they go on vacation. So this month that precedes Christmas, it's really, let's say, the low season. For instance, I'm getting now reservations, bookings for after Christmas, January, February, March. But now until Christmas, I don't have many. But not only, when I walk like 3 days ago, 2 days ago, I don't remember. I think it was 2 days ago, I went for a sushi. Okay, I'm a tour guide, but I like international food too. We went for a sushi, a rodizio. I ate too much. And then I went for a walk in Albufeira. I walked through the street, I walked through the old town, and it's quite empty now, of course, obviously. Everywhere is a bit empty. So we don't have many people visiting the Algarve, but still, we still have these beautiful happenings like in Lolé, maybe the most popular one, the Christmas village, which is amazing. For sure, I'm going to take my daughter there, my wife too, because she loves Christmas too. I like the lights, but okay, it is what it is. I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas, but I like the season and the lights. And besides that, we don't have, we don't have a big city like Porto or Lisbon, so we don't have big markets or big events. But we still have a few. I know in the last few years, we've been improving very much here in Albufeira. We have a small one in the old town. I don't know, maybe like 10 spots, glühwein, the warm wine, amazing. And then we have also some kind of a street food festival. So we have some kind of, amusement, some kind of a Christmas vibe. And then, of course, we have the Christmas light. I know there's a small one also in Jardim Manuel Biver, close to the Marina in Faro. Also in Lagos, there's a small one. So it's something that is becoming bigger. Year by year, it's getting a bit bigger, but it's not like, for instance, last year I went to Cascais. I stayed there in Cascais. Before the pandemic, right before the pandemic, I've been 4 days in Óbidos. It's beautiful. So what we do, this is funny. What usually we natives to the Algarve, people who live here, what we do after the season is, because the season gone, so we don't have as much work as before, usually we travel, we go somewhere, or I don't know, France, whatever. But many times what we do here, we have like a small break, like 3-4 nights. And what I do, I drive to some place. I've been in so many places in the Alentejo, in North Portugal. So usually we choose one spot to go. So let's say we don't celebrate much Christmas here because we know the most beautiful, the most popular Christmas parties, villages, Óbidos and some others. So we like to explore. So yes, we don't have much related with Christmas, but still nice. The light's still nice. Of course, the big shopping malls, they have a big atmosphere, but still a good place. So for those who are visiting the Algarve, of course, I know they are not coming here to celebrate Christmas, but still a bit, they can find a bit the vibe. And besides that, well, we still have a great weather. As you can see, I'm still working outdoor. I went to the beach last week. Now it's a bit cooler. So when people, they think about the Algarve, they are not thinking about Christmas, okay? I have to be honest. But still, we still have some things. So I think that's what I have to say. I don't have much more to involve around this because we don't have a bigger Christmas vibe here.
Basically, the Algarve, I would say, and this coming from a guy from the north, the Algarve is the place that we like to go if we don't like to think a whole lot about Christmas, basically, because it's the region that boasts the better weather of the entire country.
Yeah.
It's a little bit warmer, and over here in the north, sometimes we like to escape the cold. Sometimes we actually embrace the cold and we go to even colder regions. So
Yeah. When we think about Christmas, we think about what? Snow and cold and some fireplaces. In the Algarve, Jesus Christ, today I went for a coffee outdoor with a t-shirt, and I was using shorts. So 1 month before Christmas, I'm still using shorts. But
don't make me jealous. Okay, so I just want to touch base on something that Thomas also asked because he asked us to talk a little bit about the Dão wine region. And this is something that I've actually been pushing a little bit more heavily as this is the place to go when we want to celebrate Christmas because contrary to the other wine regions in the country over here, the Down, because it's located at the foot of the mountain of Serra da Estrela, it's a place that is a little bit more colder. It's a completely different landscape. It's more mountainous, not as the word and the describing word that people often use to describe the Douro Valley is steep. But even though it's a mountain wine region, it's not as steep. When we're talking about the Down wine region, it's not as steep as the Douro Valley, even though it's a little bit more higher up in terms of altitude when compared to the Douro Valley. So, contrary to the other wine regions, the Down, it's prime time for me. It's precisely during the winter time. Because of this proximity to the mountain, because this is also when we have the production of Serra da Estrela cheese, which was, again, voted very recently as the best cheese in the world. Finally, we took the first place from the Italians, because last year they won it with the Parmigiano Reggiano. And this year we have one of the producers of Serra da Estrela that took the prize of best cheese in the world. So now we can say that we have this the best one as well. And as for the Dun wine region, well, fantastic wines, if you ask me, in my opinion. Some of the grape varieties that you find over there, they are very familiar. Like, for example, we often refer to as Touriga Nacional, to Touriga Nacional as the flagship grape variety of the Douro Valley, which has a beautiful expression at the Douro Valley, but it's actually a grape variety that is native from the Dão wine region. And then we also have other ones, like, for example, Encruzado. It's very beautiful. I would say that Encruzado is the flagship grape variety of the Down wine region. So we're talking DOC wines. We're not talking Porto wines. We're not talking about sweet wines at all. It's a more traditional style of wine, dry style of wines that are more in common, more in line with the things that people tend to like. And it happened to me. It's unfortunately it's not a tour that I am fortunate to do very often. But I feel like for people who are willing to embark on this 2, sometimes even 3-day journey with me, and having this comparison between the Douro Valley and the Down, the response has been unanimous. I mean, I've had people telling me that after visiting the two regions back to back, they end up preferring the Down wine region, and the wines over there are more to their liking. Um, just because of the overall ambience, just because of the quality of the wines. And if they had to give a favorite for them, it's the Dão. I've had several people telling me about this. During the winter, why we go there during the winter? Well, it's because of the snow. It's something that we don't have a whole lot over here in Portugal. And over here in Portugal, the only place that we want to go, that we are somewhat guaranteed to have snow every winter, it's going to be in Serra da Estrela, in the mountain. Sure, we can go a little bit more inland, we can go a little bit further north. Fantastic locations as well, sometimes even around Chaves. There's also a few locations over there, like, for example, Pitões das Júnias, which is a small, very beautiful village in the Jerez area. It's very, very beautiful as well. I've been there with a little bit of snow, but it does not compare to the snow that we get in Serra da Estrela. And then it's the wine, it's the cheese, it's the nature, because over there we have some livestock. We have sheep, we have goats, we have cows, we have a little bit of those farm animals that we typically don't find in other locations. They are for sure not present in the Douro Valley, so we're missing that natural element over there. And then there's also quite a bit of heritage over there with some locations that are very, very beautiful. Just pulling up the map over here, I'm seeing over here the natural park of Serra da Estrela. All around, you have locations that are very beautiful to visit. If you like big cities, Viseu, Covilhã,
Mhm.
Guarda, very
Mhm.
beautiful. If you like smaller locations, Gouveia, Ceia, Manteigas, and then within the mountain itself, at the foot of the mountain, I'm going to give you a tip of a very nice hotel that for me, it's probably one of the most beautiful ones in the country. H2O Hotel in Unhais
Mhm.
da Serra. So it's very beautiful. If you go there during the winter, it's the type of location where you have indoor pools. It almost feels like it's an indoor water park almost. And then you have just that balcony where you don't get out of the swimming pool, and you just cross that balcony and you're outdoors, and it might be snowing outdoors. Fantastic location as well. And then, well, we have Loriga as well, very beautiful location, which is really close to Cabeça, which is the Christmas village of Serra da Estrela. Loriga, I would say it's actually very good for both summer and winter, because the Loriga River Beach, it's one of the most famous ones in the country. We also have nearby Sabugueiro, which is the highest village of the entire Portugal. It sits at approximately 1,500 meters above sea level. So just for reference, for people who have gone to the Douro Valley, if you're going from Porto and you cross the Marão Tunnel, that mountain range, it's the fifth or sixth tallest mountain range in mainland Portugal. The village of Sabugueiro is 100 meters above the top of that mountain. So it gives you some perspective. Obviously, I need to talk about Manteigas, which is at the foot of the Zezere Glacier Valley, very beautiful location. And then all around the park, particularly if you're going a little bit more towards the eastern side, so a little bit more towards Spain, you have a lot of beautiful locations over there. So you have Sabugal. I remember going to Peña Garcia as well, very beautiful. What else? What did I do a couple of years ago as well?
You have a popular place over there that is Monsanto. That might be the most popular name around that area.
Yep.
Okay.
See, I haven't even touched that one yet, and I've already give a very exhaustive list of things that you can do in and around the Dão region. So yeah, there's plenty of things to do. Monsanto is very beautiful. It's been getting a bit more popular as of late, just because of the well, the Game of Thrones, particularly House of the Dragon shooting. I didn't hear them that they shot some scenes for the season 2 over there, but season 1 definitely over there. You also have Belmont over there. Basically, that entire area is very rich in what we call the schist villages, aldeias de xisto, which is something that, well, I know that you're very fond of one in particular, Lionel, which is Piodon. You were there a couple of weeks ago. So that is also another interesting one. And then, well, for nature lovers, hiking trails are very abundant over there. Like, for example, Rota das Faias. It's very beautiful during this time of the year. I would say that right now, late November, early December, we're starting to get to the tail end of it, but it's a very beautiful hiking trail to do.
I've been having my social media flooded with images from that. Okay,
there you go.
So the last few days, been seeing a lot of images from that.
There you go. Another very cool location that I absolutely love. It's Covão da Metade. It's not a very big part. It's not a very big part, but it's a fantastic location if you just want to relax a little bit and just have a picnic over there, just enjoy the waterfalls, the scenery, the lake, etc. It's very beautiful.
Let me interrupt you with something. Yesterday, once again on social media, I don't know if you noticed, but it was very windy yesterday.
Absolutely.
Did you see the images of Lagoa Comprida with the waves coming over the wall?
Being battered. Yeah, I've walked that wall several times, and I wouldn't dare do that yesterday, to be honest, because well, I would get completely soaked. Yeah, but speaking of Lagoa Comprida, there is one hiking trail that you can take right next to Lagoa Comprida that takes you to Cubão dos Conchos. Very beautiful location, although the hiking trail itself, it's not that difficult, but just be aware that it's a hiking trail that you'll be doing in altitude, so air is a little bit thinner over there, so you might get exhausted.
It's a dead end. You go and you need to come back.
And you need to come back, and we're talking something like 4 to 5 kilometers almost in each direction, so take a lot of water with you, particularly if you're doing that during the summer. And then then there's one of my favorite locations as well. I hope that I don't regret by saying this, because as soon as I say this, it's going to become hugely popular for sure. But there's a couple of beautiful locations, like, for example, hotels in the area. I've mentioned the H2 Hotel. Okay. For me, the one that I like, it's Casa de São Lourenço, but the brother hotel of Casa de São Lourenço, which is a little bit further up the mountain. So I'm not going to say the name. I'm going to leave that for people to research. Casa de São
Okay.
Lourenço, it's a 5-star hotel. The other one is just a 4-star hotel, but for me, it's worth more than the 5-star hotel. And then, yeah, plenty of interesting things to see over there. I would say that the entire region is ripe with fantastic views, fantastic vistas, and whichever road you take over there, if you have a car, whichever road you take, you can just stop on the side of the road, take a few pictures. I remember being there 2 years ago with my wife. It was around her birthday in December. And I remember that we just had one layer on at sunset in December at the top of the mountain, and we took some fantastic sunset pictures over there. So yeah, for me, the Dão, beautiful. And it truly feels like if you like the Douro Valley, I think that you're gonna love the Dão wine region as well, because it has a little bit of familiarity with the Douro Valley, but at the same time, it's different enough that you can realize how cool, how nice the region is, and the diversity of products and the diversity of locations that it has to offer. It's simply amazing. I mean, it's I don't know. I like going over there. My wife and I, well, not last year and not this year because, well, last year she was pregnant. This year we had our little baby, but it's become a bit of our tradition during the winter time to just take a couple of days and just go over there to the Dão wine region. The gastronomy is fantastic. The restaurants over there, particularly the restaurants of the hotels, they are actually betting quite a bit more on the quality of the food, and you are gonna find some fantastic gastronomic experiences. And one of the things that I absolutely love to do, particularly when I'm doing the Douro Valley and the Dão wine region back to back, is that I always incentivize people to get a bottle of tawny port or white port from the Douro Valley, and then the Serra da Estrela cheese at Serra da Estrela. Fantastic combination. You can't go wrong with this. So yeah, I think I was a little bit more uh,
I think
than
we all
exhaustive
love to.
over
We
there.
love
Yeah.
to hear.
You did,
I
you did,
I was traveling with you. I was traveling with you because I've been
you did a great
exploring the
job,
area.
Sergio.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you
So
know.
we need to set up well a meeting for the three of us, and well, you just need to tell where and when. Okay, and we'll be there.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
let's make it
Okay,
happen.
it's a deal. So yeah, we have over here, let's see if we have a few more comments over here. I don't know if you guys can read them, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, I can't seem to find them. But we have over here Pedro Branch saying that close to Spanish border you have Guarda, known for the three
Yeah.
Fs, tallest Portugal town. Well, Belmont, yeah, Pedro Romão is saying Belmont over here. Totally agree as well. Visio is amazing. And
Yeah,
I feel
indeed.
like we have 22 comments back there, but unfortunately I cannot go back to them. So maybe you
Yeah.
guys can help me out with
Yeah.
this.
Well,
I think
uh,
I think
I think you covered. I think you covered it
yes.
all pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay, so
I think so.
we had
guys, anything else that you'd like to add?
No, man.
well.
Well, I didn't talk too much today, but you know, it's amazing because I was listening what you were saying, Sergio, and I was just thinking, you know, our country is it's really absolutely amazing. Besides the popular sports, we have endless options, and these options they don't own nothing to the most popular ones. So when sometimes this happens, sometimes I shared something 3 4 days ago about some hidden gems, the beaches in the Algarve, and someone asked me, hidden gems? Yes, hidden gems. They are
That's still
hidden. You
that's
don't
still
know because I don't share everything. I mean, so when we come to the Algarve in winter, the beaches are empty. Then you can explore some hiking trails, some beaches, and then you will find something that most people they don't know about it. Not even locals from the Algarve. Most people from Portugal they come, they stay in the same place over and over again. So yes, we still have lots of hidden gems in Portugal. Many. How can you find these? Well, I'm gonna say something. Maybe it's not even so popular because some people they don't like tour guides for some reason. I don't understand. But most of the knowledge that nowadays are spread all over the Facebook groups. Guess who brought this knowledge to the social media? Tour guides, tour guides, tour guides. People, they hire tour guides and then they spread what they learn from them. But the thing is, we know even more than we see spread all over the places. So guys, yeah, Portugal, it's amazing. We have lots of things to explore. We still have lots of hidden gems, and well, just talk to us. Just talk with, just ask local help, and we'll be glad to show you the other Portugal, which is also amazing, less crowded, absolutely amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a local and I didn't visit the whole places yet. It's unbelievable, and I've been in many places.
Yeah, but don't get us wrong. If it's your first time in Portugal, there's nothing wrong, and this is something that
Of
we've
course,
been
yeah.
saying all along. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with sticking to the tried and true the attractions just to get the
Exactly.
vibe of the country. So that's what you should do. Just
Yeah.
get your bearings on the country, how we operate, how people are over here, and then when you feel like you have a good grasp of what Portugal is all about, and if you want to see something different. And sometimes I even tell people what you're doing on the first trip to Portugal is Portugal for beginners. There's an entire completely different
Yeah.
country almost that is still Portugal, and it's the more down-to-earth Portugal, the more rural Portugal, the more I would even it's not like Porto and Lisbon and Lagos and etc. They are not authentic. They are, but they are authentic in a more metropolitan way, maybe. The other places, the places that I've been talking about, life in Viseu, even though we're talking two relatively big towns, life in Viseu is a little bit different from life in Porto, for example, which is also a little bit different from life in Lisbon, which is also going to be different from life in Faro. And we're talking major cities. But Viseu, because just because it's a little bit more inland, it's often forgotten by people. Same thing goes for Guarda. And then we're talking about the villages themselves as well. A village from the north of the country, a village in Jerez, for example, is different from a village in the Douro Valley, which is different from a village in the Dão, which is different from a village in Alentejo, which is different from a village in the Algarve. So yeah, there's all of this multitude of experiences to be had over here in the country. So you've had, for people coming for the first time, yeah, go for the metropolitan area. There's nothing wrong with it. They became famous for good reason. But then if you like Portugal so much, then come for a second trip, and we are able to show you places that don't often show up in these recommendations. It's funny because just the other day I was answering a question precisely on Facebook for a person who was asking for non-touristy spots. And I answered the question saying, well, this is the paradox of the non-touristy spots. Because
I read it.
If you see those names, that thing being listed over and over again as a non-touristy spot, well, maybe it's becoming a little bit more touristy nowadays. And well, I think we are all to blame for the success that Portugal has been having with the international travelers. But yeah, even though Porto and Lisbon and Faro, Lagos, Albufeira, even though Douro Valley, Sintra, Cascais, etc., are being very talked about, there's quite a bit more of the country to discover.
Definitely.
And one of the things that I will try to do my best is I feel like the Douro Valley, it's beautiful. People should absolutely go there. But Portugal, as far as wine country goes, is not just the Douro Valley. And I mean, there's even wine regions wherever you go. There's wine regions in Lisbon. There's wine region in the Algarve. So you can find wineries, like Lionel mentioned on a few sessions ago. You can find a winery in the center of Lisbon. That's a secret that only he knows.
Yeah.
So and people don't know about this.
I have a winery 1.5 kilometers, 1 mile away from here. I can
There you
walk
go.
to a and it's a very good one. Quinta do Canhoto. It's been growing. They are producing very good wines. And I mean, you can literally walk from the vineyard to the street. It's just 3 kilometers. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well,
There you go.
I don't know which way you would walk better, because either from the strip or from the vineyard, that wouldn't be a perfect walk.
Lionel,
but that's another story.
Lionel,
Okay?
that's why we are known as a warm people. That I'm always warm. Just kidding. Just kidding. I don't even drink that much.
Well,
Okay.
it's great. It's great to be back, guys. So
Yeah.
that's what I can say.
Yes.
Okay, it's great to be back.
Yeah.
So, guys, once
I
again,
agree.
thank you all for joining us today. Wishing you all a very nice week. Well, and don't be afraid to explore Portugal during the winter. In our opinion, as you heard, and again, just don't take our word for it. Read from other sources. This is what I
Yeah.
always incentivize people to do. Read from other sources, read articles. You have over here people with whom you can talk and you can ask your questions. But for us, we all share in this vision that, well, Portugal is beautiful no matter when you decide to come
Yeah.
over here. And there are definitely advantages in coming during the low season. Don't be afraid of missing out on the big event of the region, because sometimes, well, it's actually even more beneficial for the traveler to come during the low season, not because you're missing out on the big event, but because you're going to see things that sometimes people don't see otherwise. I'm
Mhm.
just going to say goodbye with this example. I've been doing tours to the Douro Valley for almost 7 years now. And do you know how many times I was doing a tour and we were able to see snowfall at the Douro Valley? Just once in 7 years. So there you go. There's always something special to see. And I told the persons on that day, yeah, pictures of the Douro Valley on a sunny day, they're a dime a dozen. I challenge you to find the person that has the picture of the Douro Valley with some snow. See? So there's
Amazing.
advantages
Yeah,
to coming during
Yeah.
the low
Yeah.
season.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So guys, have a great week and I'll
Yeah.
see you next Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be back
Exactly. Well,
with
likewise.
well, with great news. So we're getting ready for great things to happen. Okay,
Mhm.
so thank you everybody. See you next week, and well, we're here if you need. Ask your questions, leave your comments, and we'll reply as soon as possible. I'm gonna post this video on YouTube, well, in a few minutes as well. So, well, and we'll keep going. Thank you very much. See you next Monday.
Bye bye,
Thank you all.
guys.
Bye.